Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. The Pokemon Hype Train continues. So today I have another video for you and it's quite simply, uh, well, things Gen 9 needs to have from Pokemon Legends Arceus. The quality of life changes is the mechanic changes and the stuff like that that needs to carry over from Pokemon Legends Arceus to the new Gen 9 games. Now, Pokemon Legends Arceus is in a little bit of a weird spot, being not quite like non-canon in not quite a spin-off game because of its canon relationship with the rest of the games. Kind of obvious because of all the ancestors that we've met in the descendants of in other Pokemon games. Obvious ones being the first trial captain you meet being related to Clay. Many other people. Cyrene, I don't remember exactly what her name is Cyrus's ancestor. Kamino is Rowan's ancestor, and so on. So it is definitely canon, but its mechanics are completely different, and because of that, there's a lot of question of how when the Pokemon Home compatibility patch comes in, and what exactly will happen with that, and what will happen with them if they were to be transferred to games like Sword and Shield or the upcoming Scarlet and Violet games. I think a lot of the mechanics are really good. Frostbite is a genius mechanic, and if anyone who doesn't know what Frostbite is, it's basically an ice type version of Burn, which affects the special attack rather than the attack stat. So it's a nice buff to the ice type, something they definitely needed, it will help them competitively, I'm sure, because dropping the use a special attack stat and dealing 1/16th, I believe, damage per turn is a very strong start anyway. Frostbite needs to stick around. I'm not too happy with how Drowsy works because sleep is definitely a more powerful mechanic. It's also the strongest mechanic, but I don't know if Drowsy, being just a non-electric type Thunderwave, really works very well. But other mechanics there are definitely quite good. Acid Rain being a weather type is quite interesting as well. I think more weathers would be really cool. Actually, how cool weathers can be is kind of obvious if you've seen any of Loxton's videos on his new region, the Cascade region, where they introduce a lot of new elements to what a weather is and new weather effects. So definitely worth a watch if you haven't already. He's a much bigger YouTuber than I, so obviously I don't really need to be shouting him out. But if you want to see what Pokemon can do with weathers, that is a good place to look for sure. Yeah, so that's a couple of the obvious things that need to be carried over with just new mechanics. One other big one they did is they completely got rid of trade evolutions, which I've always found to be a massive pain, personally, because while I do have friends that do have the Switch and do have the opposite Pokemon game to me, oftentimes just due to various reasons, we can't trade, whether they're too far away, their internet connection is too poor, or anything like that. Especially with the older games, getting certain Pokemon is nearly impossible in Generation 2 with the Game Boy games, because link cables are nearly impossible to come by. The Wi-Fi system for the DS games completely gone. Still active for the 3DS, so that's something at least. So in Generation 4 and 5, you can't even trade anymore, I believe. You can transfer, and that is one thing I should say, you can transfer up to 3DS games, but you can't trade with other people, I think. That is a hard I think. But yeah, so those are just a couple of things that need to stay the same as well, in my own personal opinion. There's a couple other things that I could take or leave. So one thing I do not want them to carry over, just to kind of change the tone of like, oh my god, you need this type of thing, it would be the battle system. The battle system was interesting. It was fun. Does not need to carry over. It's not nearly as good or polished as the main series. Battle mechanics, they can stay as they are. Like tweaks and changes to specific types can carry over. That's perfect. Totally happy with that. But I am not. It's not really intuitive. So a Pokemon that can have like I almost double the speed of another Pokemon on can be easily outsped even or and you use an agile style attack and then you don't even get a second hit sometimes. I don't know exactly what's going on in the background, so maybe that's part of the issue there. But I don't. While I like it, I don't think it should stay. I think it was a really cool gimmick. It should stick around. Now, other things I think they need to keep. Alphas. I think alphas were genius. We kind of have soft alphas in Sword and Shield with the like really high level Pokemon that are just roaming around in the wild areas, but I want specifically alphas, larger than average Pokemon with even higher levels and so on. I think they need to stick around. That's a really cool concept. I don't know how they'd fit it into the story. Even the fan-made Pokemon Celebi trailer doesn't feature alphas. It features shadow Pokemon instead. So maybe they had difficulty coming up with why that is. Alphas seem relatively unexplained in Legends Arceus. I don't remember ever being told, but I may have skipped through a dialogue scene that does explain it, so maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, to the best of my knowledge, they never really explain where alphas come from. They explain the frenzied nobles being the effect of Dialga or Palkia, depending on whether you side with the Diamond Clan or the Pearl Clan. But yeah, so just a little bit of stuff going on there that I find interesting and definitely needs to stay. Alphas are awesome. Another thing is just keep it open world. It definitely looks like from the trailer anyway that Scarlet and Violet are going to be completely open world. Hopefully anyway, not the way Sword and Shield was, because Sword and Shield was technically open world, but the progression line was completely linear, which was a shame really, because they had so much potential with it being on the Switch and everything. Then Legends Arceus shows exactly how open world can be done and can be done reasonably well. Yes, you do have certain areas, but you have an open environment where you can go anywhere there except for in the first the first gatekeeping section, almost literally, with the bridge stopping you from entering more dangerous areas. So and whenever you get a new mount, you can explore more stuff like that. I absolutely want that to stay. Reasons to go back and explore old areas is always something I feel like Pokemon has lacked, even though like a random Pokeball hidden behind a tree that you can't currently access was never that big of a drive for me. Maybe for other people that was exactly what they needed to go back and explore more, or secret areas and almost like hidden grottos from Generation 5, that kind of thing. They definitely need to stay. Just the feeling of having a boss battle is something Pokemon hasn't really had, with few exceptions. And Arceus is basically all boss fights, and the things that feel the least dangerous in those games, with a couple major exceptions, is the actual trainer battles. The wild Pokemon are so much more threatening in it because you are constantly on the defensive. You can't overlevel a Pokemon and then just get into a battle. Sometimes things don't go your way. You don't have the time to equip the Pokemon you want to use in battle. It's not at the front of your party. It takes a while to scroll through sometimes, and you faint. The end. One other thing that I do want them to keep, come to think of it, speaking of fainting, is your Pokemon fainting in battle. In Arceus, you don't fade to black. Now, you don't teleport to a nearest Poke Center, you run. That's what you do. You just run as fast as you can. You get out of dodge, because whatever KO'd your Pokemon is probably coming for you next. And I love that. The anticipation around it is very exciting, and you don't know what's going to happen next. There's actually genuinely a bit of fear involved there. Now, the totem, not totem battles, but sticking with the difficulty in the battles and how that works, and with alphas, boss fights, and that kind of thing. The nobles themselves, not the most difficult, and also not the most interesting. It was mostly dodging, throwing, and spamming the the trigger, the right trigger on the switch, just to throw as many bombs as you can at them, as quickly as you can to take them down. Now, I didn't realize until I'd beaten Electrode that you can actually throw your own Pokemon to deal additional damage. I thought it was just a time save thing, because I did it once with Cleavor. I did it once where I fought Cleavor and I threw a Pokemon at it, and unfortunately the Pokemon I had out was not the best suited. It was my grass flying at that point Decidueye, or not Decidueye, the middle one, the stupid nerd Dartrix. Nice. So I threw out my Dartrix and it got one shot, on it totally unexpectedly. How could I have known that? But yeah, completely destroyed by Cleavor. So I didn't realize that it would reduce his bar, another age. So I thought it was just when I came out of that, any damage I'd taken already was gone. So I just assumed that was why it would be an attempt to heal yourself. And then I didn't really need it for the other nobles, and I didn't realize that was an option in the first place. So stupid me. But the fact that I didn't actually have an issue like that, where I didn't fail again, and either means I'm really good at games, which is not true, or the battles aren't actually that difficult against the nobles. There were definitely some tight points, to be sure. Avalugg was not fun, but pure concentration got me through. But I think they can be done better, and I think they should stay. Instead of just legendaries, you have a rare Pokemon that's only found there. I don't know if you can. You can't catch the nobles, to the best of my knowledge anyway. You can't catch the nobles, as you can ride a few of them, but you battle the other ones and then that's it. You should be able to catch them. I 100% think that you should later be able to go back, challenge the noble in Generation 9 and capture them, because they'd be a great asset to your team. They're really powerful. Maybe leave it to a post-game thing, just so that you can go out and hunt and perfect IV and EV, or optimal EV Pokemon, because you saw what they did with BDSP, where they made Cynthia's team absolutely competitively perfect almost, and the same with the rest of the Elite Four. It can be done. They can definitely skew things in that direction and make that as powerful as it can be, and then you have a really powerful Pokemon off the bat. I think that would be a really cool idea. I think that's something that should stay. Is there anything else from Pokemon Legends Arceus I think should stick around? Not really. Not that I can think of. Oh, there is one thing. I think the post-game should have a little bit more of that pomp and circumstance that a very spoiler-filled moment has in Legends Arceus. So if you don't want to hear about this major spoiler, you just skip to the end of the video. Skip, I don't know, maybe what we would call it, a minute. I'm probably not going to be talking about that long anyway, but just to get you there. Okay, so skip now. So the battle with Volo is intense as all hell, and the Giratina fight is awesome. It's switching to its origin form was so cool. Something they absolutely needed to have done, and just to make that feel so much more epic. It was incredible. No other Pokemon game has ever felt that epic or that awe-inspiring, and because it's just a holy shit moment, and it was incredible. And I think they absolutely need to keep up that level of difficulty, because like it was difficult to take down Giratina the first time, and then to have him enter a second form is something you don't see in Pokemon. That's a Dark Souls thing. So keep it around, absolutely. Okay, and everyone who skipped ahead should be back right about now. So hello, if you skipped the spoilers, welcome back. So that's more or less everything I had in mind. There's a lot of stuff there about epic moments, certain mechanics that need to stick around, and the method of evolution. Definitely, please no more trade evolutions. I know they're cool for you guys, but please, I have friends but not many. Please. So I think that is everything there. So I feel like that is going to be the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and especially if you got this far. Give a subscription, and it's very, very quick and easy to do, and it just lets me know that you enjoy this video. All the subscriptions are actually tied to the individual videos, so I can tell that it was based on this video that you decided to subscribe. So there could be more like this in the future. I know this video is a little bit disjointed, but things are crazy at the moment, so having time to do this is not very available. Yeah, so like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have anything from Legends Arceus you would like to see stick around for Generation 9. And that's everything from me. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.